think I'm ready.
Yeah, camera guy's happy.
My drinkies.
Give me one of them. Maybe. I got beer in my car if you need.
Oh, what did I do with them?
Well, I just bought a six pack on the way here and wasn't sure if I would drink more than one.
Should have just brought it in and left it. Why I really want a mini fridge really bad.
I don't know why I was about to say this. Because of the beer I drink, it doesn't matter. But I didn't want it to get warm and then cold again. Because it gets skunky or I don't know.
Well,
But when I drink shit beer, what the fuck am I talking about?
exactly. Not to mention I have a fridge upstairs, so.
Ah, yeah.
Welcome back, my Banter Bros dudes and dudettes. I am your dudery of your duderies, Timothy Dudister Bennett, and another dudist of the Duders episode. Joining me tonight are my only one dude. The other dude couldn't make it tonight.
Dude. Yeah, Jason Chandler here.
And Aram dude is unfortunately working. Sorry, Aram. We're going to miss you. But moving on. So tonight's episode it's going to be a fun one. So we are in the midst of our Marvel world where we're going down the road of the Marvel films through phases. We started with Iron Man. We watched Iron Man 2 last week.
Mm-hmm.
And this week we'll be discussing Thor.
Ooh. Fucking 11 years ago this movie was made.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But then we're going to get into our romance, our themed month, which is romance because it's Feb-u-airy. And
Love is in the air.
yep. Or Aram's
Hallmark.
proud of the Love is in the Feb-u-airy.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll talk about 4 films each because Aram's not here to make up for lack. So we're going to kind of do an extra film each.
And this will be our final episode of the romance. And next month we go to sports.
Yep. March Madness kind of.
And if anyone's got better ideas,
you have exactly 1 week.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a little too late, but yeah, I don't
1
know.
week.
We're not sports people, but I thought March Madness, so that's why I thought of that. So
And let's be real.
it's not the best idea, but that's what we.
There
have.
are a lot of like sports movies
Yeah.
out there that we actually do really like.
Yeah, so
it's
it's worthwhile.
worth it. Yep.
Talking about.
And
But
honestly,
next year, I'll be honest, we might have to switch
Maybe.
it up.
we'll see.
Because I don't
yeah.
think there's that many sports movies I could talk about.
There's definitely more than we thought.
Yeah, that's
When
true.
we start
Brainstorming
talking
at
about
work,
stuff.
yeah. All right.
But yeah, so let's get into the Marvel world. Dun dun dun.
Ooh.
So Thor, God
That
of Thunder.
Beautiful blonde bastard.
Right.
And I gotta say, I forgot he was a little arrogant, self-centered child.
Yup.
And I was like, oh yeah, we're going down this road again. But
Yup.
uh,
You don't think about it later on,
because
but it shows. It just yeah.
this is his origin story of becoming boys to men.
Yup. So I'm gonna play Aram today.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah,
because
you got the
Aram is
facts,
not here.
the financial
So,
facts.
But yeah, so Thor, it was 2011, like Jason said, 10 years ago. Oh, yeah, 11 years ago.
Yeah, it's
So
2022.
I don't remember when it came out. May. I think it came out in May because I remember watching it in theaters
Mhm.
around my birthday. So, but yeah, 2011. It's PG-13, 155 minutes. Sorry, an hour and 55 minutes. And this is the 3rd installment of the first phase of the Marvel chain of events. And this is, like Jason also said, the origin story of Thor through the comic book world.
Yeah, I didn't see it that way back in the day.
No.
But this time around, it was very clear.
Yeah.
Because
But I think it's because we know.
hindsight, absolutely.
Yeah, we know where we're going now.
different eyes watching
Yep.
these movies going back.
But the thing that made this film so incredible, just like the other, the Iron Man films, is you had Robert Downey Jr., you have Samuel L. Jackson, you have some big hitters. But this one had Chris Hemsworth, which at the time he hadn't done much of anything. He was in Star Trek as Captain Kirk.
Yeah, he dies in the first 10 minutes.
And that was my first thing when I saw that
Was he in
playing
Cabin in the Woods?
He was in Cabin in the Woods, but I can't remember when that was,
was
honestly, because that came out
It might have released
way later. Yeah, it was way later. But Chris Hemsworth, who's played Thor, and he transformed because he was a skinny, athletic guy. He looked like a soccer player.
Oh yeah,
Before this,
yeah.
he was tall and skinny, athletic build, and then he bulked up for this and completely proved me wrong.
Oh wow!
Which is where I started going, okay, Marvel, touche. I won't judge your casting, and I can honestly say they haven't disappointed since.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman, who's another big hitter. She plays Jane Foster. She's pretty good in this. Like, I'm not a huge Natalie Portman fan, but I like her.
She plays the anxious, nerdy scientist.
Yep.
Pretty damn well.
Tom Hiddleston, which I've never seen him in anything other than this prior. So
I think his story of how he got hired here is from theater.
Theater?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. He does a great Loki.
And wow, does he look young in this fucking film?
Yeah, right.
Holy shit.
He still looks young, but he looks much younger. That was before he started dating Taylor Swift, so she must have aged him a little bit.
Oh my god, drama queens.
But here's the biggest hitter of all.
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins. The amazing Anthony Hopkins. He plays the Allfather. He plays Odin. And he plays it superbly. He has such a demanding demeanor.
Yeah.
In general, like as an actor, as a human being. I love Anthony Hopkins, and I love him as Odin.
Yeah.
He was so appropriate.
Yeah, his dad voice is is epic.
Yes, absolutely.
And it is sad for Stan Lee because Stan Lee really was insisting that he played Odin, but the director wasn't having it.
Stan Lee wanted to play Odin. He would not have worked.
He is just it's one of Stan Lee's jokes.
Too fragile.
Yeah, absolutely.
He has no demeanor.
Stan Lee was just joking.
Look at me.
I just thought that was funny. He was making that joke during the marketing circuit of this movie.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I like that. The other big hitter, which at the time he wasn't really well known in a lot of movies, but he had his name in movies. He's been around for a while too. Was Stellan Skarsgård, and if anybody doesn't know who he is, he's the father of Bill Skarsgård, who played Pennywise in the new Stephen King movie, and he is father of Alex Skarsgård, who was in the Tarzan movies. He was in True Blood as the Northman.
Is this the scientist guy in the movie?
Yep. Okay. This is Eric.
Okay. Yep.
Selvig.
Yeah.
He is a big hitter. He's been acting for
I definitely familiar face, seen him definitely before, but yeah, I can't name a movie.
He was in the latest Dune movie. He played the big beast bad guy that was floating around. He was like Jabba the Hutt.
Holy shit, didn't he? Damn.
Yep. Another one that surprises people because she has a small role, but she's still in it.
Dennings?
Is Kat Dennings.
Yeah.
And most people don't. I guess she's recognizable. Is really what it is. Like,
she was in this movie to make the adolescent iPhone jokes.
Yes.
And shit like that.
The millennial.
Yeah.
The millennial jokes.
Yeah, there it is.
Before millennials became a real prevalent thing.
But I like Kat Dennings.
I do too. I'm a sucker for her. I've always been a sucker for her since I first saw her in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah.
To be honest, and her show Dollface, which is out, is pretty decent.
Yeah, I can see why it's going on season 3 at this point.
I suckered into that. I liked her in Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist.
That's where I first saw her.
Yeah.
Her first remembered her face.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for her. I like her. And then Clark Gregg, who plays Agent Coulson, is obviously in here. Who's the agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's like the one going around, talking to people.
Yeah, he's the guy that I don't like his face because he has that little shit grin.
But it's
on
so
autopilot,
good, though.
And I gotta say, I'm getting used to it.
Right?
I liked him better in this.
It's so good. And then Feb-u-airy, I don't know how to say his name. He played King Laufey, the Frost King.
Okay.
And he's another big one. He was in Riddick, the Chronicles of Riddick. He was the bad guy in the Chronicles of Riddick.
Okay.
He's been in a shit ton of films. Like,
I didn't even take the time to recognize that dude's face. Because all I could think was White Walkers with orange eyes.
Yeah, I mean
obviously this is way before Game of Thrones, but
that's just it. Like you wouldn't recognize him because he was in makeup, but
it didn't look CGI-ish. It looked pretty well done.
That's because it was all makeup.
Yeah,
makeup artistry. Idris Elba, which I love him, and he played Heimdall, which is the gatekeeper of Asgard.
I love his tone of voice. And sincerity and
he's another
stern.
one.
Don't fuck with the rules.
He's another one I could see. If he didn't play that role, I could see him being the Allfather. But the fact that he played Heimdall was perfect. Yeah. Even though people gave him shit for being black, I'm like, who gives a fuck? He's great.
Why? Was he not black in the comics?
Well, he's not. No, he's not.
Well, anyways, moving on.
That's what I'm getting at.
I don't want to know why.
No,
that's stupid.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But it's Norwegian too. You got to think Norwegian.
Oh yeah.
They're the whitest people.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Ray Stevenson, who I'm a sucker for Ray Stevenson too. He played. His biggest thing was he was in Rome, the series Rome, HBO show.
That guy.
Rome. Yep.
Yeah, he was one
also
of the Entourage
Punisher.
guys in this movie, right?
Yeah, he was one of the Warrior 3.
Yeah,
yep.
I fucking love this guy in Rome.
Yep, he was in the one with Will Ferrell and the other guys. He played the bad guy and the other guys. He's great. He was the Punisher in Warzone.
Yep.
I love Ray Stevenson. I think he's a great actor.
Me too.
So
I really, really do. And I connected with him in Rome, that show Rome.
Yeah.
It should have had more than 2 seasons.
The only other person that is kind of worth mentioning is Josh Dallas, who isn't a real big name, but he was in quite a few things. He played Fendrel, one of the Warriors, as well. And his big thing now is Manifest. Warrior? That's like the latest show he played in is Manifest. He was also in Once Upon a Time. He played Prince Charming. Okay. So he's in some stuff that is recognizable. And he actually got replaced by Zachary Levy.
It's one of the two.
One of those.
That pisses me off. It's either Levy or Levy.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 Dan Levies, and one of them, whatever.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The point is,
they can be spelled the same but said differently, and it's fucking weird.
Right. The point I'm trying to make is this has got quite the cast.
Yeah.
And they all play very excellent parts too.
Yeah.
And it's not something you can just brush aside because they do come back. Mm-hmm. For the most part, most of them come back, especially like the Asgardians. They come back later on too, like Heimdall's come back. Okay. Obviously, Anthony Hopkins comes back. So, the director, Kenneth Branagh.
Okay.
I don't know how you say the name. Don't know anything about him, but you said that you found out something he did.
Yeah, he came out. There's a new movie, Death of the Nile, apparently, that's in theaters right now. He directed and wrote that, maybe. Oh,
it looks like he also directed the Orient Express, Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah.
Tenet. He directed Tenet.
He did not.
Oh, no, he acted. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was in the wrong one.
Yeah. He's done quite a bit of more acting than writing
Artemis
and directing.
Fowl. Cool. I like that one. Yeah. Okay.
Yours,
right on, Jack
Mary
Ryder.
Shelley's Frankenstein. I feel like that was good.
Okay. Well, I mean, still don't know much about him, but.
Did you like the directing of this film? Did you see any shots that were off or a little?
No, I thought it was fine. We can get that in a little bit. I don't want to jump ahead. Right. So the one thing about these Marvel films is like that they're succeeding because it's comic books and they're being brought to life. And they started to do the stream, and we haven't stopped.
Right.
They've just gotten better and better and better. And something I think was kind of interesting is this did get a decent review. IMDb at least rating was 7 out of 10. I
agree.
Yeah, I would actually probably give it a little bit more of like an 8 because I love this world so much. Yeah, but there's a little bit more of a bias side to it than how it was as a film. I just loved the Norse mythology itself. So, and this is the comic book side of things. The release date was May 6th, so it was a day after my birthday.
Okay.
Yep. I remember my buddy took me out to see this film because I was so fucking excited. I was so excited.
Yeah, that makes sense. You like your Greek.
Oh. What did you just say?
Did I get it wrong?
Do I have to come over there and give you a fist of fury? Yeah, you just called Norse mythology Greek. How dare you? Moving on.
That's how ignorant.
This movie had a budget of $150 million.
Mm.
Now, if I'm correct, wasn't that's lower. That's like 30 million less than Iron Man 2.
I
It
believe
was
so.
180 million for Iron Man 2, right?
It's either 158 or 185, but yeah,
So
the way I
it
remember
was a
things.
little less.
Dyslexic.
And honestly, this had better visuals. This had way more.
This did pretty well with its computer graphics when they were in Asgard.
Asgard, yep.
Yeah, you know, walking on that fucking shit. So yeah, I don't know. They did it right.
Yeah.
And yeah, they fucking. What was the opening weekend?
So the opening weekend was 65,723,336 domestic.
Right on.
Not bad
Yeah.
for an open weekend back in 2011. Like, not really bad. Gross domestically, 181 million.
Just in the first weekend.
Yep, and that's just
I read
domestic.
somewhere it got like close to 500,000.
That's worldwide gross.
Yeah.
Yep, worldwide. 450 million worldwide. Not bad.
Just another reason they can have they top 3 fucking companies in the world. They can just have all the money and do whatever they want.
Yep. Absolutely. Especially now. So that is what we're dealing with. So let's get into the actual film. So you wanted to ask something about the cameras, or what was your question?
I just thought they did CGI pretty well for its. I don't know. It's still early stages, 2011. Like it stopped being super cheesy and it started becoming not what it is now, but it was in the middle. It felt like it was in a transition.
Yeah.
To where like watching it now, it was like obviously this is all computer, you know, but it didn't look bad.
Yeah, there wasn't still to this day. Like rewatching it, because I don't know how long it's been since I've watched it, but yeah, it holds up CGI wise. The graphics really do hold up still.
Yeah.
Like you can tell when they're basically in like green screen kind of thing, but the graphics themselves, the world that they built, doesn't have a lot of flaw. Like you can usually tell when they're kind of bad or whatever. But nope.
And I was looking for it just because I'm spoiled, or
you just look for it.
We live this life, or CGI. We've seen so many films, you know. So I was just trying to see if I can nitpick there, and I could not.
Well, to answer your question, I thought the graphics was great, and I thought this was just really well done. Of camera shots, the directing was really decent. It was pretty straightforward. They didn't get too complex. They didn't get too unnecessary either. It was pretty good structure. But how do you think the graphics? How do you think this world really fit for the story?
Spot on. For the story?
Yeah. Like, how do you think it helped with run that story?
The graphics? It made you feel comfortable, or you knew where he came from, or you... I don't know. I don't understand the question, maybe.
So, sometimes you get those scenes and those points where they just throw you in something to kind of lead you somewhere where you don't need to, or like a distraction. Did you ever feel that way?
No.
That you're looking at something pretty instead of worrying about characters, where the story goes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get some of those.
I did not feel tricked.
There you go. That's a better word for it. Did you feel tricked?
No.
This all felt very believable.
Yeah.
Like this is how it's supposed to go.
I like the beginning of the movie, how it was the car crash, or him running into the van or whatever, and then they gave the backstory, and then it met up with each other.
Yeah.
I didn't feel tricked at all. No, not even in the CGI. I guess, I don't know. There was a CGI battle in the beginning where it was very dark. Oh, it was the Frost.
The Frost Giant. Telling the story about where the Frost Giants and Asgard came from.
And they were in the battle, and it was pretty dark and kind of unclear, but I think that was necessary to make it look better. So I didn't feel tricked.
Yeah, you're dealing with
in a fucking world with no illumination whatsoever.
Yes,
it seems,
and that's what I was gonna say. You're dealing with a world that has no sun.
Yeah,
it's a blizzard. That's their world. It's an ice planet.
Yeah,
or realm, as Thor consistently calls it.
How about you? You feel tricked? Why'd you ask that question?
Not at all. Like I
just because we were talking graphics.
Yep, just because we were talking graphics. So like it's one of those things where I thought that the visual effects were very appropriate. There wasn't anything unnecessary. One of the biggest things I loved about that helped explain the story was not only Asgard itself, because that's primarily where all the graphics come into.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful, just amazing scenery, especially with the space, the galactical world. It was just a phenomenal. I loved it so much. But it was the Bifrost. The Bifrost, the Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah.
The way they did that was just, I thought it was just amazing. It seemed like it would be a realistic thing, not just something you'd see. So anytime I've seen something like that that's been described for Bifrost, it's just been a rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's just like, oh, well, that's lame. They did this amazing.
They did this so well that I was sad when it was broken at the end.
Yeah,
I was a little down in the dumps when the guy was standing there just as he was still guarding it, but it was broken. He was still doing his job on
Heimdall. Yep.
It just did it so well. I was sad when I saw it broke.
And so like
that's silly.
I think that the fact that they did that was one of the coolest things, was that Bifrost bridge. It was like a crystal almost, which really helps with the enchantment side of the things with this world.
Yeah.
And I thought it was great. That's spot on. I just loved it.
And it looks all transparent and shit, but then you got him smashing it with the fucking...
Right? And like I said, it's like a crystal. It looks like a quartz crystal or something. Now, saying that, I love that they explain technology and magic.
Yeah.
And they explain that when he's talking to Jane, where they explain that where Jane comes from, it's science and magic are two separate things, but where Thor comes from, they basically coexist together.
Yeah.
And I love that because they showed that. They showed that for the portal, the gate, the Heimdall guards. That's a mechanical entity, creature thing, not creature, but you know what I mean? Like it's its own like living thing that's scientific, and then it's got the magical components to it too. Like that was, I thought, brilliant. And how it shoots them wherever they need to go to the galaxy. And that beam, that wormhole, I thought was so cool.
Yeah, that was, I don't know, one of the coolest warping things I've ever seen in any kind of fucking, I don't know. It was very intense. It looked great.
Yep.
And I believed how fast they made me think they were going.
I also really loved that they stamped the ground every time they do it. That was super cool too.
And it was cool.
Trademark.
It's
Bam,
all imprinted. Because she's like, oh, we need to fucking capture this before it disappears or something. He's just walking all over it. At first, I was like, oh, the sand, he's going to be kicking it all, pattern all different. Then later on, you see it in daylight. It's imprinted.
Yeah.
It's there for life.
So,
tattooed.
In this story, in this film, this is the third installment of the Marvel world. Like, we have only gotten a couple characters.
Hawkeye, we get his first appearance. I just wanted to slip that in quick because we were adding.
That's what I was about to ask. I was about to ask. I was about to go there. It was like we only had, this is the third installment, but we've only had Iron Man, that's and War Machine. Those are really the two characters.
Scarlett Johansson.
Oh yeah, and Scarlett Johansson.
Once again,
three characters.
We don't even know she's Black Widow yet.
We do. Because we do the second Iron Man.
Yeah, that comes to fruition at the end,
Yep, when they're at the diner and stuff.
They don't say it. We just know it because she kicks some ass, right?
That's right.
She just busted a move at the end with Jon Favreau.
Yeah,
she takes out like 10 people and he takes out one.
Even before then, at the diner, they say Natasha Romanoff, her real name, which is Black Widow. So it kind of a comic book
fair enough.
But they don't call her. I don't think they call her Black Widow.
No, they don't.
They may.
They don't.
But I don't remember.
But if you're a fan of the comics, you know the difference. But here we don't know it's Hawkeye, but we get Hawkeye.
They don't say Hawkeye. They say they call him by his real name.
Yeah, Clint. But we get his attitude.
They don't even say Clint. They say Burton.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, they use his last name.
But yeah, we just get his attitude that we see for the next 15 years, and I love it. All in a couple lines of dialogue and one scene.
Oh yeah, you gonna send any backup, or you just gonna have more guys for him to beat up? It's like, you want me to hit him? Because I'm starting to root for this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I did think it was a little video game-ish or silly. It was like a mini-boss when he was going for the hammer. And then all of a sudden there was one guard that was just like ogre-ish, like, It's like, it was a weird, like...
You got to remember, he's human.
Yeah.
He doesn't have his god abilities
anymore. I know that.
So he's human.
But it was just weird. They just have like one
guard or big
ogre
monster,
guard to have this little boss fight before he gets to his destination. It felt very video game-ish, and it was just silly because the guy didn't say anything. There was no dialogue. It was just
like growling.
It was just
it's
just like, I don't know. But then we got Clint to save the day with his smart ass shit. Talking to
And-
Colton.
And something I think that, because I can't disagree with that kind of feel. You're right. It was almost like it was set up for a purpose of that. But I mean, it was.
I
Obviously,
get
it
it
was
for the
intentional.
action for this. The make it feel like when he gets to the hammer, it was kind of more.
It was worth it.
Yeah,
I
but
also think it was a way of showing that he doesn't have his godlike powers.
that's
He is
true.
human, so he's still almost untouchable.
Oh, I
You know
already
what I
knew that
mean?
when Kat Dennings tased him.
Yeah. Now, how did you like Thor's characteristics?
I liked. He was so funny when he was just smashing the cup. I'll take another. I love the pet shop thing.
Oh yeah.
Give me a horse or blah 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 or something to ride. The pet shop's like, we got dogs and cats and lizards. He's like, anything big enough I can ride.
Right.
His ignorant, arrogant humor. If that's not contradictory, I loved it. It was fun.
Now,
It's fish out of water shit.
right away, we because he's been banished from Asgard for basically fucking up, for not listening to Dad, and now he's being punished.
Being grounded.
He's being grounded. Literally, he's literally being grounded. He got pummeled into the ground by the Bifrost, and now he's stuck.
Stripped of his armor.
So with this newfound epiphany that he's having to come to, how did you like the character development of him having this ego, this vain ego about how great he is and how he's this badass warrior and he's the best, untouchable when he becomes human.
This is the conversation I'm looking forward to here with you. Maybe I missed something, but so he does he change to become a better person because of Natalie Portman and falling in love at first sight? Because their love story isn't hashed out very well in details.
Well,
it
it's also
kind of
not
just
love
happens.
at first sight.
But they fucking love each other at the end of the movie, and they do that stupid thing like, oh my god, you're pretty. I've never seen somebody so pretty. When they first see each other, they're just like, they do that thing. So I wasn't sure if they were trying to sell me on love at first sight.
So it's not the love at first sight thing, though. It's not quite that drastic, because you got to think in his position, he's had, he falls for the mortal, but not instantly, because he was able to leave.
This all takes place in like 2 days.
He was able to move on. He could go, well, this is it. Goodbye. You wouldn't do that love at first sight.
When did he move on?
When he was getting ready to go find his hammer. When they're in the diner, he's like, all right, well, farewell.
Oh, no. Oh, I suppose.
So,
okay.
She, on the other hand.
Well, he's cool at love at first sight.
Well,
then. He just knows how to not be a bitch about it.
She gains that attention quickly.
Yeah.
Like instantly.
Well, I get her thing.
From the moment that because he was laying there, he was not even coherent enough to really appreciate or anything.
True.
But it wasn't necessarily, it was the way that he was being treated that was, and the same kind of goal that she brought to him, I don't know, for willingly, I guess, that he admired. And then, obviously she's attractive, but let's be real. Like Lady Sif, I think so much more up to his speed.
Wait, oh, right? Yeah.
Yep. And that apparently never became a thing. So it wasn't the love at first sight thing, but there was this mutualness.
They attached pretty quickly. There was like a car ride, and he was just complimenting her so strong, and I was like, okay, man, all right, whatever. We're just moving this love story along. Okay, I believe it. Let's go.
And that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, it's that treatment that he's getting from her that, there's no reason for. Actually, I think he says it. There's no reason why you should be helping me like you are, but you are, and you deserve better than I have been treating you. And I think it's that that moment of like clarity, going, oh yeah, I'm being a fucking douchebag, and you're just being an amazing person.
Did he not notice that at least half of it was selfish desire? She
on
was,
his end, yeah.
She was helping him for her benefit and her.
Yeah. She wanted answers.
She wanted answers. She wanted her equipment back. She wanted answers. And so that's the way I saw it. But
there was an infatuation on her end too. The giddiness.
There's an infatuation on my end looking at this guy and his whole fucking family.
Like, I was like what Kat Dennings said right away is, Guys, for a homeless guy, he's pretty cut.
cut, yeah. And she's like, "Sorry, I tased you." Her way to try to get his attention. So that's a piece of his character arc, and the other side is learning lessons from his father and being lied to by his brother, right? And that
Some of
all
it, yeah.
kind of gets at the end. But his main reason for him to go sacrifice himself, and I don't know if he gets knocked out or dies, but when he gets hit by the defender that Loki's controlling. But
His resurrection.
Yeah, okay. So his whole reason to walk up and save the people is her, right? Or
it's definitely a part of it.
I'm hoping I'm wrong and missing something here.
It's definitely a part of it. So it's a little less on the surface and a little bit more deeper than that.
And that's why I'm talking to you, Tim.
It comes down to he had this ego.
Yeah.
His head was huge.
Oh, absolutely. He had all
and
the
as
power.
soon as he came down on Earth, he still felt that way.
Mm-hmm.
She was the only one that basically balanced that out by kind of putting him in check.
Yep.
You know, and so that helped. He realized, oh shit, that was like the whole breaking a cup. It's like, no more breaking shit. Like, I admit no disrespect. It's like, well, just don't do it. And he's like, okay, I won't. Like,
yeah.
That's what gains his like attraction towards her, is that respect.
I did like his
her demeanor towards him is very, don't do that. This is wrong. This is right.
Yeah,
you know, kind of thing.
Black and white.
And he looks at this world as puny because he's a god.
Yeah.
So that's where you gotta look at that as like she's keeping him in check.
Okay.
And he's appreciating that he's being put in check.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until he realized that when Loki, he wasn't worthy. The whole concept of this film was he had lost his worthiness,
his status,
his worthiness to be a king, to be a leader, to his people, to rule
to
Mimir.
make his father proud.
The hammer you can only pick up if you're worthy. And he wasn't worthy. That was that moment that he had his moment of clarity, that change, the catalyst of everything, of his transformation into a better person.
That's true.
Was when he failed to pick up his hammer.
He allowed himself to be handcuffed by people he could, even if he's not a god, he could still throw him a million miles.
Because that was the moment he realized that he's not worthy.
That's when
that crushed him. Because in that kind of culture, especially in the North, North culture, the Scandinavian culture, the Viking culture, it's all about honor and pride. He had demolished his honor, he had demolished his pride, and so he wasn't worthy to carry the hammer. And like Odin said in the beginning, it's a hammer as a tool for destruction or a tool to build.
Yeah.
And the fact that he couldn't do either of those, he used them for the wrong purposes.
Hell yeah. He was depressed.
He was sad. So that was that moment where he gave into his situation. That's why him and Eric had that bar conversation when they were drinking. That was that moment where things kind of came aligned, as he realized I didn't know where I belonged. Like, I thought I was doing this right thing, and I realized that it wasn't the right thing.
Yeah.
And now I don't know what to do. So it was a moment of being vulnerable. He needed to be vulnerable because you can't have an ego and be vulnerable.
Right.
So the moment that vulnerability came in, which Natalie Portman helped, which, his situation helped, and obviously Loki telling him, "Oh, father's dead," lying to him, but he didn't know. That crushed his world and realized this is his fate now.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until he found out that it was all a lie that he goes, okay, well now I got to get up there.
Yeah, Loki even said your mother doesn't want you back in different words, and that crushed him. Chris Hemsworth did really good with his eyes in this movie. Like he did some believable reaction. No dialogue, just reacting very well.
Yeah.
Even to Natalie Portman when she was calling him out about the cup, he was just like, he's still in his ego mode, but he was still like, "You're right."
Yeah.
He was just like annoyed, but he was like,
he became domesticated real quick. He ain't gotten it. I have to agree. One of the scenes I always remember, and I have to say that really shows that point, is Chris Hemsworth's eyes, is when he's in the bar drinking with Eric.
Yeah.
And they grab the big mugs because they're drinking the Boilermakers, and they start drinking.
Becomes
and
a
then he looks
competition.
over and he's like, it's his eyes. Because that's all you see is his eyes. And he's like, they went from being like this to now it's on.
Yeah.
So I agree. Chris Hemsworth was a perfect person for this. I think he's fantastic. He's only gotten better too.
Oh, absolutely.
So
This might be a gripe, but that conversation in the bar, the Eric was like, "Hey, don't mess with this girl or whatever. She's important. You need to leave town." And then they just get drunk, and then they go back to his place, drop off Eric as he's passed out.
Yep.
Then he just hangs out with Natalie all night, and then some shit goes down. Has
nothing
no chance.
happens.
Nothing happened. They just forget that conversation. He doesn't have to leave town anymore
Well,
because he won the drinking
yeah,
competition.
basically. Yeah,
That's-
I mean, let's be real.
That's Northman.
That's us as men.
Yeah.
I think. I mean,
Wow, that simplifies it right.
we get a little like, you know, our testosterone gets into us where we're trying to be protectors,
Mhm.
especially on areas that aren't our jobs to protect. But
Mhm.
once we get a little booze in us,
And a bonding.
yeah, things change.
Booze and bond, yeah. All right, cool.
Things change. So, yep.
All
And
right.
I like his comment. It's like, what happened? Is he all right? Oh, nothing of the emergency tort. It's like we drank, we fought. He made his ancestors proud.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. How'd you feel about the CGI battle?
that was fine. Like,
Mhm.
once again, this is 2011, so 2010.
I
Let's
don't
be real.
mean to be demeaning when I say that. Just every Marvel movie has a finale CGI battle or whatever. I just meant like the meaning of it, like, because you see that Defender take out
The Destroyer.
Destroyer, take out those guys that try to steal their the Frost people in the beginning of the movie.
Yep.
The whole reason why he fucking starts a war, Thor. You see how powerful that goddamn thing is. Just fucking destroys people. And then it seemed like Loki was controlling it.
Yeah,
At the
because he was
end.
king.
Yeah.
So
Up until that moment, I was like, this is kind of whatever. But then,
it was only because he's reigning the kingdom of Asgard as the king, as an initial king right now, even though he wasn't formally done.
right.
Which is what Heimdall kind of was hinting at. Was like, you know, yes, you have title of king. I have to respect, but doesn't mean I honor
Mm-hmm.
you as my king.
That's why he was so quick to be like,
Yeah.
you guys.
Well, he's
wanna
like,
fuck
oh,
over
you're
Loki?"
fired. Oh, well, then I don't have to reign over you. So, yeah. So like, the Destroyer is it's just a guardian kind of thing. It's just
I like it was simple. I like the little twisty whatever thing it does, the face fire.
But if it wasn't for that, honestly, that last battle is probably the one thing I kind of didn't care for out of this film. Like, it was super cheesy. It was, I kind of wish there was more to it, but it worked. It was just fine. Like, it worked. It made its point.
I thought it was very concise. I'm glad there wasn't more to it because the real battle was between him and Loki.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It didn't distract.
The real boss battle.
It didn't distract away from the point of this film, which was a boy learning his place to be a man.
Yeah.
It's coming of age, basically.
Yeah.
You know, of a grown ass adult, but who's thousands of years old. But
well, brats.
yeah, exactly. It's basically rich daddy who spoils the children, takes the car and inherits away, basically, and says, "Oh nope, you got to live in a shitty apartment for a year." And then see what happens.
Right.
So gaining some appreciation for what you have. It's basically, that was the whole point, which is why I said it worked out just fine. A part of me goes, you know,
I get it.
I kind of wish there was more to it, but this worked just fine. It did what it's supposed to do. I have no gripes about it. I personally just would have been like, oh, it would have been cooler if there's something more badass. But it did exactly what it should have done. And that's also where the budget probably came in. They could focus on the world of Asgard.
Yeah.
Apply all that money into the Asgard world, because they kept everything else very simple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they were just in New Mexico in this small little town.
Small fucking town.
So,
that was like wild. That was like Deadwood shit.
Right? Yeah. There's like nothing that they needed to do that
one
was super
thoroughfare.
expensive, except for maybe blow up a couple diners.
Yep.
But how did you feel about it?
No, I thought it was. I agree with the word cheesy, but I thought it was pretty quick. It made some points, and then it moved on to him earning his powers and then managing them better. Like, he was making better choices with his fucking powers, and you could see him proud to be in a new mindset.
Yes.
With his cape back and his fucking hammer back in his hand. So
it was very cliche.
Yeah.
It was a very
It was
typical
very
trope.
superhero fucking yeah.
But it was appropriate.
Yeah.
It was absolutely appropriate.
And that's why and I liked it because then it's a setup to the Loki interaction between him and him. And that's the real boss battle. That's the real conflict. He's learning the truth. He's learning Loki lied. He's fucking Loki's coming clean or some shit. I don't know.
Well,
Loki is just
Thor's really the only one that has a sense of growth.
Yeah.
Because it's all about his growth.
Yeah, Loki went he was
went
pretending to be up here, but really was always down here.
Yep.
So they went opposite trajectories in their growth for sure.
They really did, yeah.
Yes,
and honestly, like when you start to find out, like towards the end, what I want to bring up. How did you feel about the ending of this when they're back in Asgard and the doors, the gateway is shut, it's sealed off, right? And he's just destroying the Bifrost forever, and then Loki, like it goes over over it. Yep. When he goes over the Bifrost bridge, and then Thor dives after him, and then Odin steps in and grabs Thor. How did you feel about that?
I loved it. At first, sorry. The fight between Thor and Loki was fine, but I love how Thor just put the hammer on his chest and then walked away and did. I fucking loved it.
Yep.
And then the decision to make the right choice, and he wanted to get back to Natalie, but he had to smash that bridge.
Sacrifice his own wants for the greater good.
Yep, and that woke up Odin from Odin's sleep, I believe they called it. So I thought, fucking boom, they're on a roll. And then for Odin to catch them, and this is where your question was at. I thought that was one of those, I guess it was predictable, but it was fucking, it needed to happen. And then Loki just fucking letting go was a nice touch.
I personally think this is the only time in this film where like you could probably get it was teary, like it was emotional. It was truly emotional, and like I probably could have cried if it was
if you were Lizzie and loved
it was just
Loki way too much.
It was one of those things where Thor loves Loki. It's his brother. He doesn't know any different, but Loki battles with that. He battles. And we see that throughout the rest of the Marvel world, but like he battles the idea of just loving anything really other than himself.
Right.
And it wasn't until Odin came over and saved him, and like this is where that whole dad voice, the whole Anthony Hopkins persona and the Allfather worked so well, as he didn't have to yell. It was a soft whisper.
Yeah.
While Loki is screaming, and he could still be heard as clear as day. And it was just simple words. And that's supposed to be, that symbolizes the resonance that the Allfather is. He's the great, all powerful. Like he isn't a massive, huge, powerful being.
Fucking Odin.
Like he's the Allfather. Like he is more powerful than Thanos. He is basically a borderline celestial. Like he goes right up to a celestial god of power. Like he.
Yeah, didn't they say something like they're in the realm of Eternals or something like that in the beginning?
So something like that.
Okay, if it's not worth the end. But yeah, he's that fucking strong.
But it was that moment of you can see it in Odin's face when Loki's going, I did it for us. I did it for all of us.
And he was so disappointed. He's like, I fucking know you're lying to me. Right. You did it for yourself. And it was so.
But it wasn't just that. It was like, it's like, I still love you. Like you can see the love that Odin has for Loki.
He's just like, give me a chance to forgive you and I will.
Right? Yeah.
And then there's like this moment of silence, just the three of them looking at each other. And Odin and Thor both realize that Loki's going to let go. And then Odin's like, you're going to do what you're going to do. And then Thor yells like, please don't, because, he's not as smart as Odin. But it was a very powerful moment before, instead of like, so you get that emotional moment before you see Loki's hand let go, and then he just fucking flies away, and then Thor just, Odin's like, yeah, you're gonna do what you're gonna do, and then Thor yells like, please don't, because, he's not as smart as Odin. But it was a very powerful moment before, instead of like, so you get that emotional moment before you see Loki's hand let go, and then he just fucking flies away, and then
He
And
gets
we've
sucked
seen-
into the
Yeah.
vortex. Yep.
Mhm.
And the reason why I bring that up is because
Okay.
then it carries on for the rest. That sets the tone of the relationship from this point on
Yeah.
throughout the rest of this universe,
Mhm.
the films. And we see that towards the end when Sif and Freya are talking. Like Freya goes, "How is
Oh, Renee Russo.
yes?" Plays.
We didn't say her name,
We didn't.
and
That's
I
my
find
bad.
her so attractive. She is gorgeous.
For a much older lady
and a
like,
great
oh, yeah.
actress, and a
Yep.
tin cup. I fucking love it all.
Yeah, she's great
Sorry.
as the mother too. She has
But-
such a great motherly.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know. Yeah, she looks beautiful in this film.
Yes.
But when Lady Sif was talking to her and said, "Oh, how is he?" and he's like, "Well, he misses her," and talking about
Yeah.
Jane, and he's like, and he's mourning his brother.
Yep.
And it just shows you like Thor loved Loki,
Mm-hmm.
but he's just so blind by his love for Loki that he didn't see that Loki was so manipulative. And like it just shows
Yeah,
the
he never
innocence.
saw it coming.
No, it shows you that childlike innocence that Loki or that
Oh,
Thor
yeah.
has. And that's what made him such I don't know, an interesting like character. That's why he was so vain and stuff. He had some growing up to do.
Yeah.
Essentially, like you said.
Yeah, and that's
And-
why you don't get a title sequence or title screen in this movie until the end. It doesn't say Thor at all until the end. And I think that was on purpose from
Because he wasn't Thor.
he was
until
not
now.
the Thor we that we're
Yeah,
going to see in the
that we
future
needed.
films.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, people, but I you just get you don't get the title
That's
screen.
an interesting. I didn't even
So
didn't even realize that. So yeah, it's a good
and that's kind of made me
kind of keen eye right there. Yeah.
It's kind of what made it click. Like
point.
this is just a fucking coming of age thing that
Yeah.
you said, and
Yep.
just the way they dropped Thor and all. Like this means something now, opposed to if they would have done it in the beginning.
Yep.
Smart move.
Yeah.
Smart
I
fucking
have to
move.
agree with you. That went over my head. I didn't notice. Now the only thing I could say is like this doesn't follow Norse mythology
Okay.
so tightly. This is a
you're
comic
the
book.
you're the guy in our
This
group.
is a comic book story. Like they do a decent job with referencing and having points and things
yeah,
like that.
Stanley just pulled what he wanted
Yeah,
and
but
had
this-
fun with it.
This is comic book.
Yeah.
Norse mythology.
Mhm.
So this is their own thing. But yeah, other than that, Thor, man, is
Post credit scene. I don't think I've ever seen this one before.
yeah. So what was the post credit scene? It was
Eric talking to Nick Fury.
yes,
And then what do they call that thing? It's
it was a Tesseract.
Tesseract. Yeah.
So this implemented that Loki was not dead
And in control of Eric.
and in control of
Okay.
Eric.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, I never saw that before. So the Avengers, that makes a little bit more sense.
For later on.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
we have one more film.
Yeah, that doesn't really answer that
No.
credit scene.
Nope.
Yep.
But the phase 2. It's the beginning of phase 2. We'll
Yeah.
get there.
yeah, but those are my thoughts on the credit scene.
Should we talk about the one shot, or do you want to wait?
The one shot.
Because this one shot was kind of before this. You know what I mean? The one shot was off the Incredible.
So
Do you
these
wanna
one
talk about
shot
the one
shots are out of place in the,
Kind of, yeah.
or maybe just this one
It's
because
just
they're
like this
they're
one.
sneaking it in because
Well, let's
it's-
talk about it.
it-
So the one shot, because you watched it, right?
I
Yeah.
watched it
Yeah.
and I was kind of lost.
Yeah. Okay.
And,
Well, let's talk about it.
Yeah, and then
little
you
bit.
answered some questions prior to recording. So, yeah, they're just having a conversation.
Well,
Have
what's the one shot called?
consultant, right?
the-
Consultation.
No,
The consultant.
Yep.
So Colton talks to some other guy
Yeah.
that's similar to his job.
The guy in the glasses who was like running the.
That Patsy joke was pretty funny.
It was. Oh no, I think of Patsy.
I was like, oh shit, that's something Tim would say to me.
He's not wrong.
I know. But yeah, I didn't know who Emily. Yeah, I don't know.
don't
Is she
know.
something to do with Gamma Ray or scientist with Hulk or something?
She might have been his daughter. I don't really remember.
Okay. But it
Might have
wasn't
been-
that their whole plan was to get Tony Stark to convince.
General Ross, who was
Yeah.
William Hurt, Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah,
Who
okay.
we see. So let's break this down. This one shot, the consultant is Coulson talking to the other guy in a diner. That is this one shot, but they take the end credit scene from the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, the one that
Okay.
we decided we're not going to talk about because
Yeah.
apparently Marvel doesn't want to think that it exists. because it's not in the Marvel world.
It's
But
not canon.
I don't know, because they keep like, is this the weird part about
Apparently,
it?
they took what
They're
they
taking what they want, but
Yeah.
they're just forgetting that Edward Norton was a part of anything.
Yeah.
It's like they're just put it in the closet, but we're gonna take this, but no, we're gonna put you in the closet. You know what I mean? Because they take the Abomination. Abomination is still in there.
Yeah.
They take William Hurt as General Ross, Thunderbolt Ross, and those are the two things that carry on throughout the world and the rest of them. So they take that conversation and they basically introduce that end credit scene in the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. And that's where Iron Man comes in to a bar and talks to General Ross to try to have a conversation. And then they jump back into
How
the
that
one
played
shot
out.
and how it played out.
Yeah.
Basically saying like, oh, General Ross got so upset he tried to have Tony Stark kicked out of the bar. What happened then? Well, Tony bought the bar.
Demolish. It's going to be
gonna
destroyed
demolish on
it.
Thursday, yeah. So
I it was pretty short and funny, but what the fuck were they telling me? What were they setting up? Hulk? Who's Emily? What
Emily's not important. That's just
Okay,
it. Like, it's
okay.
not important.
Okay.
It's about Ross. It's basically about Ross. That's all it really was. And they were trying to lead up into the Incredible Hulk's introduction into the world. I believe that's all it was.
Okay.
You know, but now that whatever happened at the time, and which I don't know, I'd have to do some research. I think that's really all it was, and that's why they took what they wanted, because they carried it on later on. So
When were these one shots and created? Were they
they were created way back when? Yeah,
Oh,
like
shit.
this one was created, I think, in 2010 maybe. And then
Where would you see them? Were they on YouTube or something?
no,
Or
I think they were
specials?
DVD specials and stuff.
Okay.
Yep. Because then the next one shot, something happened on the way to Thor's hammer, was done in 2011.
Mm,
So it was done shortly after. So I'm assuming
Oh.
it was just the one shot stuff.
okay.
But yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So stay tuned for next week for
Captain America.
Yeah, the first Avenger.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll talk about that one. All right. That was a good conversation.
That was.
Yeah. You learned a little bit more about Thor,
I did.
at least comic book Thor.
Right. Yeah. No. I kind of want to ask you about that other show you watched, but that was not the time.
Yeah,
And especially since you said that. Yeah. This is comic book Thor, like you said.
it's comic book
So
Thor.
it's time to warm some hearts.
Yep. Yes. And eat some chocolate.
Yeah, we didn't decorate any hearts. There's no hearts.
I got one in here somewhere in this void.
Is it pink?
No, it might be black.
Yeah, all right.
And about the size of a grape.
Our hearts match. So adorable.
All right. I'm getting a little too sappy for my taste.
All right, but Aaron's not here. He goes first. This is the part of the show where we pick our favorite romantic movies.
Yeah. So what is your sap stream of
Sap stream.
of this evening? What are your 4 films? We're doing 4.
Yep, we're going 4. I'm gonna go 1990, Pretty Woman.
Oh, damn. Pretty woman, huh?
Yeah. I was hoping Aaron would be here to make fun of me, but you can do your best because I know you guys don't agree. I would assume. I haven't really talked to you about it. I like the story. I'm a sucker for Julia Roberts because you know how I like a lot of hair.
And
She has a lot of.
mouth.
And I'm a sucker for that laugh. I don't care. That fucking
man.
that stupid laugh. And the backstory of how it happened. Fuck you. It's an authentic laugh. But I like the story of.
I don't know anything about it. So.
Once again, just like poetic justice, people from two different statuses coming together. Fucking Top Dog, the hedge fund.
Do you have it in there? Do you want to read the description?
No, people know what the fuck Pretty Woman is.
Hey, I don't really. I mean, I do.
Jason
but-
Alexander's in it. He's
Oh, I love that
hilarious.
guy. Jason Alexander is great. If anybody doesn't know who that is, he played George in Seinfeld. So this is what the synopsis of the Pretty Woman is. A man in a legal but hurtful business needs an escort for some social events and hires a beautiful prostitute he meets only to fall in love.
Yeah. And
But was she really that beautiful? Yeah, for the 1990s, yeah.
I think she's. I don't know. Whatever. I think
Continue.
she's gorgeous now.
Continue.
But yeah, how they fall in love and like the whole will this, won't they? Because there's such different levels of life. But like her being judged by when she goes shopping, when he gives her money to go shopping and she gets judged by the clerks. It's a fucking iconic scene for a reason. Yep. That shit applies to real life in so many ways, and I don't know. I guess I grew up broke.
It still applies today. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Judge
today,
prejudice or whatever the fuck. Yeah. But yeah, I don't want to talk too much about it. But I
what is
I
it
watch
about
it every
this
couple
movie?
years, and I just really like the story. It's well written. It's well told. Directed by Gary Marshall.
It's Richard Gere and Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
Which I've never been a fan of Richard Gere.
Nah, he's a one-tone pony.
Yeah. It's not that there are films that I can watch him in. It just him as an actor. I don't see anything impressive about him.
And it's true. Like even their chemistry in the movie, it doesn't grasp me. No. Like I don't believe for a fucking second that they care about each other or whatever.
Yeah. At that point, do you feel like it's basically just oh, she's an attractive woman and that's about it?
No, not if you care about the story and how they win each other over. It just doesn't really shine through the screen or the lens very well. But on paper, it's fucking. Like most it's things. A well-told story, well-written.
Green paper.
Yeah, and it did well. And the original first script is way darker. But
really?
Not to talk too much about this.
To be honest, it's been a very long time since I've seen Pretty Woman, and I don't recall ever having an issue with it. I just been a very long time.
Yeah, I watch it like once every 10 years or whatever, but
it's probably been over 10 years since I've seen it. So.
Yeah. You want to go back and forth, or should I keep going?
Just keep going.
All right, I'm gonna keep it light. This is a rom-com that you told me to watch last year, and it's like one of my favorites. Take Me Home Tonight.
Oh
my God.
It is great.
That is funny. Like, it's probably more funny tones than romantic and shit, but I don't know. It just checks all the dots. 2011, Michael Dowse. Or Michelle? Michael Dowse.
Yeah, I remember this movie thoroughly. When I saw the trailer, I was instantly like, I really want to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until probably 10 years later that I finally watched it.
Yeah.
I bought the DVD and I'm like, fuck yeah, where were you my entire life?
It's just a solid, hilarious, just does the rom-com. Is it 70s show
Topher Grace, yep.
Yep.
There's got Topher Grace, Chris Pratt, Anna Faris. I don't remember the chick's name.
Yeah.
But she's in some stuff.
Yeah.
She's an Australian actress, I think. And then who's that guy? Who's the
I should have looked him up, but yeah. He's the uncle in Goldbergs, as if anyone's listening.
It's Dan Fogler.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, his cocaine shit is fun and hilarious.
Teresa Palmer was the chick that I was trying to think.
Who she look like? I was making a joke about it when I mentioned it. She was like a knockoff somebody. I don't know. I meant to watch it before, but I got distracted with music. But yeah, you tell me about that. It's a rom-com and it's fucking hilarious.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
And I highly suggest that shit. If you're in for a light, romantic, more funny movie, that's what's up.
Yes.
Topher Grace at his funniest, probably.
I don't mind Topher Grace.
No, I don't
really
either.
Don't.
But
there's moments where I'm like, and then there's moments I'm like, oh yeah. Like, I think this is one of those where I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna Eternal Sunshine.
Oh damn, yeah. Okay.
I forgot to write the whole fucking title down of A Spotless Mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
2004 Michael Gondry or Michelle Gondry. Seems French. Yeah, that
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless.
You consider this a love story, right? It's a story about a couple that was so in love with each other. The breakup was so bad that they didn't want to have memories of their time together because their love was so strong, right?
It's been a little while since I've seen it, but the way I took it off is that it wasn't that it was they were enamored. They were in love with each other. It was a love that was still there, but it was a toxic relationship. Like, it wasn't a very good relationship. They still had issues, and they weren't.
It's a normal relationship in their mid-20s.
Theirs was like this almost a resented kind of take on it, which became toxic, which is why That they
Okay,
loved
yeah, I
each
see your
other, but
point.
they realized that this wasn't good, but they couldn't like get over each other and
Right,
realize
and that's
how.
why I think the love is so strong is that they wipe their memory of said
Oh,
relationship,
here.
but
When the relationship turns sour, a couple undergoes a medical procedure to have each other's erased from their memories.
hmm
Yeah.
but they eventually overcome that memory swipe by their deep, passionate love that just maybe
They
it,
just couldn't get over it. Yeah. It was
yeah,
unforgettable.
because that initial connection and where it started from is
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like every time that they were trying to do it, because this gets really almost Inception-y, like very
yeah,
like sci-fi
mm-hmm,
kind of thing where they dive into the mental
yeah,
world
psyche.
and yeah, the psyche and yeah, they just no matter what they were kept trying to erase, but they couldn't
Yeah,
erase.
there was
It was
even
like too
times
much
when
of
they were
attachment.
like, he was a baby, or
Yeah.
like they were doing some weird shit, they were working together trying to save the memories or whatever.
Which is great stage illusion, by
Dude,
the way. The way
yeah,
they did that, where he was big and the tables were and
yeah,
all that.
yeah,
It's
okay,
great stage illusion. That
oh
was
yeah,
not CGI. That was all propped.
yeah,
Great stage
yeah,
illusion.
it
Yep.
looked, yeah,
I love when people do that. They did it in Lord of the Rings with the
mm-hmm,
big tables. I just love that. It's because it's so impressive.
hell yeah. Uh, it's just a camera trick, right?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
You and your camera talk, you're teaching me. But no, I love the story. This movie can be a little slow pacing, but I think the meaning behind it and who wrote it and the hurt and the love is so passionate. It's there, and I'm glad that those two actors, Jim Carrey
I was
and
to
the
say
other,
who was in it because there's some big names in this
yeah,
one, and Jim Carrey's the biggest. But like, who else is in it?
I don't know.
Kate Winslet,
It is
Tom
her,
Wilkinson,
yeah,
and then Elijah Wood.
Oh yeah, Elijah Wood is the douche.
Yep. Mark Ruffalo's also in it.
Oh yeah,
David Cross is in it. Kirsten Dunst is in it.
yeah.
But it's dark.
Yep.
But there's this. The name really hits it on the head. The Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. It is. If you really want to analyze it to this film, it is a perfect title for it. It
Yeah.
has this light. It has this brightness into it, like the sun part, but it's like it's in the darkest tone. Like it's a typical cliche kind of thing, like the dark tunnel, bright light at the dark tunnel
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Light at the end of the
Yeah,
tunnel.
yeah. Like they kind of use that as that at this. Like instead the tunnel is his mind and the bright light is her. Like the memories that he can't, because in the darkest moments, even though she may be a part of that dark moment or cause some of that dark moment or some of that pain or whatever, he still can't get over the fact that she's still his sun, his sunshine, his bright light.
Yeah.
It's just, it's
Dude, when they come together and
Fuck.
they fucking remember that shit in their cry fest and their epiphany moments, it's like, whoo, that's
Yeah.
some powerful shit.
And doesn't Elijah Wood like sabotage it?
He's the little bitch in this
Yeah.
movie. He is, oh my
Because
god.
he likes her or he's
he's
in love
using
with her.
he's using inside information to fuck with this lady. He's taking that dude's Jim Carrey's memories and then applying it to his conversations with her, Kate Winslet.
Yep, Kate Winslet.
Lit. And he's just a piece of shit trying to manufacture love.
Yeah. Piece of shit.
This is the one I've seen Elijah Wood in some cringy shit before, but this is one that's like, God, stop it.
Yeah.
It's so hard to watch.
Damn, yeah.
But
Came
yeah,
out
that
in
might not.
2004.
Yeah, and independent, very artsy.
Yeah, it's very artsy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 8.3 out of 10. Damn.
Nice.
That's a IMDb score, but
Right on.
Metascore, I don't know what the fuck that is. 89. Yeah,
Yeah.
damn. Yeah, it says it's drama, romance, sci-fi. Perfect. Fuck yeah. Yeah,
that is perfect.
I've seen this a handful of times over the years, and
Mhm.
man, that's good. It's a good pick. Damn.
And then
You know me, I love my dark stuff.
right.
Dark romance.
And then I'm gonna go on to. This is also a bit on the somber, not really dark side. I'm just gonna say the name of the movie. This Is Where I Leave You.
Okay.
Jason Bateman, Tina Fey. Fuck. Hopefully you're looking it up because I thought I was gonna remember because there's a lot of big actors in this movie. 2014, Sean Levy or Levy, I don't know, directed it. But this movie has small romance shit at the end, but the topic of discussion in this movie is love in
Okay.
all aspects of it.
Oh, Adam Driver.
Yeah,
Nice.
dude.
Oh, Rose Byrne,
Mhm.
Byron, Corey Stahl. Okay.
Dude, yeah.
Catherine Hahn,
Yeah.
Connie Britton.
It's
Damn.
fucking packed.
Timothy
Yep.
Oliphant, Dax Shepard, Ben Schwartz.
Yep.
Fuck. Yeah.
Dude, it's on HBO. It just got added to. I've never heard of this before. I clicked on it because I like Jason Bateman
Jane
and
Fonda
all
was
them
great,
people actually.
Comedy drama. Okay. Okay.
And see, I guess there's some comedy in there, but I wouldn't call it a comedy. Like,
Would you say probably because of Jason Bateman primarily playing comedies that
I don't
they
know.
looked at as a comedy, or is it considered more of a? Would you
Well,
consider it
okay.
like a dark comedy?
No, maybe highbrow or smart comedy
Okay.
because I giggled at some shit here,
Yeah.
but it's like more of like I agree, and what you said is really down to earth and cuts to the chase, and it's true. And you know me, I giggle at the truth, or if I relate to something, I laugh.
That's true.
This movie had like 3 to 5. Oh my god, you just fucking like you say, you can solve teenage drama in fucking 15 seconds. That's just kind of what
Absolutely.
this script had in it. It's dialogue
Mm-hmm.
between Tina Fey and Jason Bateman, their brother and sister, and the way she just fucking calls him out, and he just accepts it like, God damn, you're fucking right. It's so I laugh at those moments because they just tackle these conversations of love so down to earth, and so yeah, so like for examples of the different types of love that happen, like they cover everything. A strong marriage, but look, Catherine Hahn and the bald guy, Paul. I don't remember his name or actor's name.
The
The
bald
tall-
guy,
Yeah, the tall
Corey Stahl.
colors.
Yeah, Paul
They're
Altman.
they are in a deep. They love each other, married forever, but she wants kids and they just can't have kids, and it's like throwing a wrench in the thing. But it's not gonna fuck it up because their love is so strong. So like that type of thing.
So it's a good relationship.
Good relationship, but
They just-
no kids. And then the divorce gone bad. Like Jason Bateman comes home early, finds Dax Shepard fucking his wife, and if anybody wants to see Dax Shepard's ass, there it is. And
Apparently, it's a good looking ass.
so Jason Bateman basically learns throughout the movie he didn't love his wife as much as he thought he did. So the divorce gone bad. Then he goes, then fucking Jason, the father of Jason Bateman's family dies, so everybody goes home, and then they do Shiva, 7 days. They have to sit in quarantine for 7 days. I don't know. So it's a Hebrew thing.
I was a Jewish thing.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I don't
So
know.
that's
I don't
funny.
know what it was. So
Right, and then he meets up with this lady that he was in love with as a child, and she still lives in that town. They
old
reconnect.
sweethearts.
That's where the romance is.
Okay.
And then he learns that blah blah. And then Adam Driver is a young dude in this thing. So the relationship, Adam Driver is dating his therapist, which is like 20 years older than him.
Yep.
So they have that love dynamic. They tackle on that fucking aspect of it. And then the brother and sister love between Tina Fey and Jason Bateman. And then Tina Fey married for the money. Her husband, she doesn't exist, but she has her kids. She has her security. So she accepted. She's in a loveless marriage. And then Timothy Oliphant is her childhood,
Sweetheart.
and she'll never love anybody like him again because they were in a car accident and he has brain damage and shit. So it's like some deep.
I'm gonna have to watch this.
Dude, I think you'd like it. Like
Yeah, I probably would.
and I was waiting to talk to you about it till this
Got some
episode.
good actors who
Yeah,
I love Timothy.
and I can see
Oliphant, so-
why they didn't have to do this film. It's very independent, and it's not like hilarious. It just makes really good points, and I'm sure I didn't do it justice, but they captured the huge conversation of that topic, love, like in all kind of different.
shows the different varieties of what love
Thank
is
you.
to people.
Yes.
Yeah. At first, when you said that, I was thinking like the love signs, like touch or emotion.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's the 7 love languages,
Mm,
something like that. It's about, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it.
Word.
'Cause I don't know enough about it.
word.
But I know one of them is like touch, and like I'm one of those. Like I want to be touched, and and it shows my affection. But
Okay.
some people are like, oh, they want gifts, and it shows.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Some people just want to be complimented.
Mm.
You know,
No,
it's things
not
like
not
that.
in that degree.
But that's what I thought. So
okay.
like now you're showing it's like the different signs of how people view love.
Yeah,
Is interesting. I'm very.
Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know. You'll like the dialogue. It's well written script. It's smart.
Okay. Yeah.
It's on HBO Max right now.
Well, I'll put that in my freaking list. I'm curious. I want to watch that. That's awesome.
All right, and that's my list.
That was only 3, or is it?
No,
What was?
you forgot about Pretty Woman because you don't care about it at all.
What was your? You did Pretty Woman. Oh, it was.
Take Me Home
it was.
Tonight.
It was Take Me Home Tonight.
Yeah.
Pretty Woman, Take Me Home Tonight.
I just did it pretty quick.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Take Me Home Tonight. So Pretty Woman, Take Me Home Tonight.
Eternal Sunshine.
Eternal Sunshine, and then this one. Where
This Is Where I
This
Leave
Is
You.
Where I Leave You.
I also love that titled as well.
Interesting title. But yeah, Tina Fey looked pretty good in that.
Yeah.
She looks gorgeous. I just saw a picture.
Yeah.
When I looked it up. So, all right, my turn. Ooh, man. I'm first of all, Take Me Home Tonight completely fucking went over my head.
No shit.
I did not even think about that movie, and I love that movie. So
Yeah, I was kind of like, should I save it for comedy month or not? But
no, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Because his whole goal was he's trying to fall in love with this chick. He's trying to get this chick to like him.
yeah,
Be
but
noticeable.
he wasn't being himself.
He
And
wasn't being
then
him.
when he,
But it worked out.
yeah,
It still worked out. It's one of those where like usually that stuff, oh, it doesn't work out,
yeah,
but it worked out.
hmm
So
she was cool.
and that's where Anna Faris and Chris Pratt met, was on the set of that.
Oh, that's
Yep.
oh my God, Chris Pratt is such a douche in this
He
movie.
is. But he's like this weird lovable douche too,
yeah,
because he's not
because it's so sad.
he's being a douche, but he's also not like a complete dick.
Right, he's
know what I'm
doing it out of
saying?
insecurity or like.
He's doing it out of fun. Like
Oh yeah,
'cause,
trying to impress his boys.
Yeah, like
his
because
college. Yeah.
because as soon as like shit goes down, like he's all like, well, it's like it's not that bad, bro, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like he's not like so high on his pedestal. It's just whatever. But yeah, that was before we lost all the weight. So, oh man, so mine,
All right, dun dun dun.
I'm gonna go with. Yeah, I'll go with this one. So, I love this film, and when I first saw it, I instantly knew this is gonna be one of my favorite love stories of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's called Winter's Tale. It's 2014.
Okay.
It is great. It's a drama, fantasy, mystery, romance, like love story. And I'll read the thing off. It's a burglar falls for in Harris, or not Harris. Yeah, Harris, whatever they're called. Heiress, rich person who owns stuff.
Okay.
As she dies in his arms. When he learns that he has the gift of reincarnation, he sets out to save her. It has quite the cast. It is Colin Farrell as the lead, and Russell Crowe, Jennifer Connelly,
Woo.
yeah, and believe it or not, Kevin Corrigan too, who plays in he's in a bunch of shit. He was in Pineapple Express. He was in Grounded for Life. Yeah, he's been in a bunch of shit. And Will Smith.
Really?
Yep. Will Smith plays, I believe he's actually uncredited.
Must be. I was gonna say. I don't think there's a Will Smith movie I haven't seen.
Yeah, he plays the devil.
What?
Yep. And it's good.
I already wrote it down, and I'm gonna check that
It's
out.
good, but it is a very unique film.
Mhm.
And I love the tone. I love the color. Russell Crowe plays a demon.
Okay, that makes sense.
And a badass demon. And yeah, Colin Farrell basically plays this burglar who, yeah, he falls in love. He falls in this ice, and next thing you know, he wakes up and it's like modern time.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it's interesting. I honestly, the story, it's based off a book,
Okay.
and it's a thick book. I've read the book, and the book is good, but this movie really did a great job at like just kind of summing it up
Okay.
in a really excellent way. And Colin
Nice.
Farrell, basically love at first sight. Like he breaks into this house, and this chick is playing the piano, and like he just instantly falls in love with her, you know. And then he finds out like she has to stay cold. She has this weird condition where she has to stay in cold, otherwise she'll overheat and die.
Hmm.
And so like she eventually does die, and he just breaks apart, and it's just it's got this beautiful story, but it's also about kind of like redeeming yourself and like realizing that you aren't really the bad guy kind of thing, when there are other forces out there that are worse. And Russell Crowe has a gang of like minions and shit. Oh, Kevin Durant is in it too. And it's kind of, I don't
Is
know.
that a basketball player?
No, Kevin Durant he actually
Oh.
played football, but Kevin Durant was Walk Tall or Walking
Yeah.
Tall with The Rock. He was like the lead bad guy.
Okay.
Big tall dude. He's the Strain. He was the
yeah.
Russian guy in the Strain. He's in a bunch of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that guy, but yeah, I personally really enjoy this film.
I'll check it out. That
So,
sounds awesome. Winter's Tale.
Just really like I like the story.
2014.
2014 is when it came out. Yep. And the other one I have that I surprisingly really really enjoy, which is a very similar tone to this film, is oh crap, hold on, give me a second. Find it. It's the same kind of, it's like a sci-fi love story. Upside Down. 2012, PG-13. It's called Upside Down. It's a drama fantasy romance and sci-fi, and it stars Jim Sturgis, which I don't know a lot that he's in, but if like I see him, I know like where he is. I think he was in like Across the Universe, the Beatles. No, 21, Cloud Atlas.
Oh my God, I've tried to watch that movie.
I don't know how to help you.
Okay.
So, but either way, he, Jim Sturgis, Kirsten Dunst, Timothy Spall, who played in the Harry Potter films. He was the little rat guy.
Okay.
In the Harry Potter films. And there's a couple other people might be recognized, but it's about Adam and Eden fell in love as teens despite the fact that they live on twinned worlds with gravities that pull in opposite directions.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right? It gets very sci-fi. 10 years after a forced separation, Adam sets out on a dangerous quest to reconnect with his love. So literally, there are two planets, two worlds that are like mirrored. That they're so close together that there's a mountain peak that they can basically kind of like connect about like 20 feet apart. And there's hierarchies. So it's a Romeo and Juliet story. One of the things I hate the most.
Yeah.
But this is done in a very interesting concept.
Gotcha.
And so the one world that Kirsten Dunst lives on is like the rich world. Like they have no poverty. Like it's the richy, classy. And then the world that Jim Sturgis' character is on is like the poorest of this poor. And like shit falls like down from one, and they use it as like fuel to heat their like houses.
Oh,
and shit.
they're living on scraps.
Yeah, like that fall from the other place.
From the rich place.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
is
a
totally
very,
my style with the whole different.
Yeah, it's an interesting view, and I really enjoyed it because of that sci-fi concept, taking a whole other fucking
I've never
world.
heard of this. 2011
So
or 12? You said 12.
2012. Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge fan of like Kirsten Dunst
I know.
or anything, but
yeah.
it's a good story.
Yeah.
It's a good love story.
Absolutely.
You know? And it's his whole thing about it was like his devotion to find love, to go across the other world, to find her. It's beautiful. Like it's that determination. Like he literally found a way to get to the other side. And even though he can't, because he physically, like biologically can't, because he'll like float up and fall down into his.
Oh
planet.
yeah.
So it's crazy. It's a really interesting concept.
Yeah.
So
all right.
I think I like the originality of it more than of anything. But yeah, that'd be my second one right there. God, I was struggling with these other ones. And I'm gonna have to go with The Proposal.
Damn it! I was bouncing back and forth between Take Me Home Tonight and The Proposal. So
Well, I really
I
want to
don't
say.
know why I said damn it. I'm glad you chose that.
I-
Because that should make a fucking list.
Well, I really wanted to say Just Friends again,
Yeah,
but I used that for the holiday one.
true.
And honestly, that film isn't really about the romance.
Right.
You know, it kind of is to a point. It's still like a rom-com, but it focuses on more about something else than
Just
romance.
Friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I felt like it was very appropriate to just.
Mm-hmm.
But The Proposal, once again, Ryan Reynolds film. Love Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, for me, Sandra Bullock.
Yep, Sandra
I'm
Bullock.
a sucker.
And
I like her. What's up? No, it's
Nope.
your choice.
you
talk.
like her what?
I like
Her bossiness.
her being a boss
Yeah.
bitch.
Oh yeah.
She doesn't play that role very often.
Not very often.
And
No.
that cutthroat, that
Other than like I think Crash, is that the one where she plays like this like straight up bitch kind of thing?
maybe.
But in this one, she's like
Yeah.
she owns it.
Yeah.
She owns it, and it's
there's this
sexy
sense
and-
of sadness to it. Like that's all she knows, or she's striving for a promotion, but I don't know. There was a sense of sadness to her, and you felt bad for her.
Yep. Yeah,
And then when Ryan Reynolds made her get on her knees on the sidewalk and propose, fucking hilarious.
So this was 2009, which
Mhm.
man, I had no idea it was that old.
Remember, I didn't know this movie existed until I started streaming on Peacock last year, and I found out like, what the fuck? These two made a movie together?
Yeah, I just can't believe that is that old. But it's got so Sandra Bullock, Ryan Reynolds, Marion Steenburgen, which she was the mom in Step Brothers. That's probably the biggest one I can really think of. Craig T. Nelson, who played in
Oh, Coach.
I would say you like that show.
Yeah.
Come on. Betty White,
Oh yeah.
great old.
See her dance in the woods. Fuck
Yes,
yeah.
that was great. Sandra Bullock dancing in the woods. Yeah, it's
She's a badass in that film too. She is the cause of the solution.
yes.
At the end in the
Yep.
airplane and stuff, like she fakes that heart attack or whatever.
Now,
Because they love her so much, they'll do anything for her. She uses that to benefit.
yes, she
I
she
really
manipulates
like.
everybody.
I really liked it.
Are you kidding? You thought you were dead?
And bringing Coach and him together, yeah, because they're fucking feud.
I liked when they put the dress on Sandra Bullock and
Yeah.
she's like feeling, she's like, oh, where are they? Oh, there they are. It's like, oh, I guess I'm a lot bustier than you.
Yeah.
This is the typical cliche trope of a rom-com.
Rom-com. Yeah.
But what I like about it is, well, besides just Ryan Reynolds
Mm-hmm.
and Sandra Bullock, because
Mm-hmm.
Sandra Bullock, is that it's like that predictable thing. You know what's gonna happen, but the way that it was done, the style, like how it was brought, like
It's the emotional moments are believable.
they
Like the way they sell it and like when Ryan's sleeping on the floor or they're sharing a room and they have these like these predictable conversations, but the way it's delivered for some reason it's like I'm captivated instead of being like, all right, hurry up.
yeah.
You know?
His despite for his boss
Yeah.
is glorious.
Yeah.
His
And-
quick wits too about who she like, because that's who she was as in her
Yeah.
world. It's like in her world, this is what's up. You know, she's the quick wit. This is whatever's gonna happen.
Mhm.
But in his world, which they are,
Yeah.
tables are turned, and now he's the one. Nope, I'm gonna get what I want, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, I mean,
I like that movie.
it's a cheesy cliche, but I love it. I'm just a sucker for Ryan Reynolds.
It's cheese with some style.
Yep. I like the cheese with a little bit of wine. So
Yeah.
actually, no, I don't. Cheese and more cheese.
No,
Give
metaphorically.
me a brick of cheese, please.
Metaphorically.
I eat brick of cheese like it's a candy bar.
Mm.
So my fourth one
Fourth and final.
is it's one of those films that when it came out, it hit me pretty good. It hit me in the heartstrings a little bit,
Mhm.
wherever they are.
And the tear jerkers.
Yeah, and it literally pulled them out and just went, here they are.
That's the only way you cry.
Splat me in the face. And that is August Rush.
I've seen this movie around. I've never watched it.
Yeah, no? So
But if it's that fucking...
August Rush, it came out in 2007.
Yeah.
It's PG. It's a drama musical, or music as they say, but it's an orphaned musical prodigy uses his gift to try to find his birth parents.
His gift? What's that gift?
Music. He
you
literally is
said
a
music
prodigy. Yeah.
Okay.
So like they do a decent job at really showing that by like him listening to the wind hit the chimes outside of his orphanage, and he starts hearing the music.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's just whatever. And he writes this entire symphony, kind of thing. But what makes this film personally to me so great? Well, actually, I'll get into that. First of all, it's Freddie Highmore. He is Bates Motel. He plays Norman Bates.
Okay.
He, as a younger kid, he was in a bunch of stuff like I think Bridge to Terabithia, was it? Or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He played Charlie with the
and the new one,
the newer one. Yeah. Finding Neverland. The Good Doctor is another one that he's in now. But he's a child actor.
He still looks like a child.
Kind of, yeah.
In Good Doctor, he's got to be fucking... All right, whatever.
Kerry Russell. Jonathan Rhys Meyers? I know these actors. I don't know. You look at me like I don't know who these fuckers are. And then
I'm bad with names.
Terrence Howard and Robin Williams. William Sadler. And I think that's really about all the big names.
Terrence Howard, that's Iron Man 1?
Yep.
Okay. Then you said Robin Williams?
Robin Williams.
How the fuck? Is he just a side character like Will Smith was in the other?
A little bit more prominent, but yeah, he's not like a huge... Like, actually, he's a catalyst point, but he basically is he's the adult that takes these orphanage kids on the streets, brings them in, and then they steal and rob for him to kind of survive.
Oh, wow.
He's a bad guy, technically. If you want to look at it, he's a bad guy. But he has one of the best lines that I've ever heard, and it's so true. Like I 100% feel connected towards this. And he says that all music is the universe connecting with each other, communicating with each other.
Damn.
And I'm like, damn. Like, yeah, I don't do it justice, but they're just like laying there in an abandoned theater that they live in and looking at the stars, and that's when he's like, all music is just the universe, communicating with each other, and just like, damn, that was deep words.
That makes me want to cry.
Quick, right? But what makes this to me a romance film was that Kerry Russell and Jonathan Meyers, which is Layla and Lewis, are musicians, and they fall in love and they have a child and they separate.
Okay.
And to me, it's a little less about true love kind of romance, but it's the fact that he wants to find his parents. And he goes through all this stuff, and there's like it's music, and the love that I have for music is binding, and that's what this is here. Is they all three have the love for music, and that's what comes together, and that's a harmonizing thing. But they reconnect, they find each other, and they reconnect, and it's a brilliant thing. But they do it also because of their son that they didn't know was their son, kind of thing. It's just it's a sad story, but it's a happy sad story too,
right?
And
so happy tears.
Oh yeah, like it's just like a beautiful come together thing. Like he writes the symphony that comes out in the park, and like these two come together. Like it's very serendipitous, but it's all about the music, and the music is great. And one of the things that I loved was this song or this movie did like a rendition of Van Morrison's Moon Dance or whatever. Which I was a huge fan of the original song, but they do it in a beautiful, slower, beautiful, almost romantic tone. And I love it. I got so obsessed with that little song. And that's my last one.
Third one I wrote down. I don't know which one to watch first.
August Rush, just do it.
Probably, because I'm fucking in music mode and making music lately, and that would fucking...
August Rush. It's a great movie. It really is.
Hell yeah.
So, yep. I fell in love with this film as soon as it came out.
2009, huh?
2009, yeah.
Wait,
Oh no, sorry,
no,
2007. The
my-
last film was
okay,
2009.
yep.
2007. But that is the four films that I have. So,
Yeah.
what's your list again?
Pretty Woman, Take Me Home Tonight, Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind, This Is Where I Leave You.
I'll have to check out that last one.
Yeah, that's the one I got for you.
Mine was Winter's Tale, Upside Down, The Proposal, and August Rush.
Oh yeah.
So awesome. So this is the last one, isn't it? This is the last week that we got this for February, huh? Damn.
That's right.
Yeah. And then we'll be doing the March Madness. We'll be doing the fucking sports stuff.
We're gonna sports guy chest bump.
Right? We are farthest people from sports.
Right. Yeah.
Like this is the closest I come to sports is like the X Games. Because I was a snowboarder, skateboarder, BMX. I did all that shit. So like that's probably the closest I get to sports.
Yeah, I don't know. I've played some
like
video
soccer.
games, some Madden, some 2K basketball.
That's
but
the closest you get to sports. Huh?
Yeah. I'm playing for like a week and I'm like, I'm old.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this.
Now,
But we'll
here's the
talk
question,
more
though.
about sports next
Here's the
month.
question: Do we want to do like martial art films as sports? Because technically, it's considered a sport.
Ooh, that's a good question.
You know, because
And I think the answer is yes.
you want to do that, or would you want to save that for like action? Because
Or foreign.
we'll talk
We'll
about
talk
that off
about this
screen.
off. Yeah. All
So,
right.
well, hell yeah. Well, thank you for listening, and Aaron, we'll next week we'll get his 3 picks. We'll just do a quick little blip on his, so he,
Yeah, we'll do a little. Yeah.
you know, I think it's only fair.
Yeah.
We can do a little quick.
Next, we'll talk about it off screen.
Yep.
Sure,
So,
whatever.
all
All
right,
right. This
well-
has been fun.
thanks for listening, and we'll catch you later. Peace.
Hurt feelings make me laugh.
What if we choose one together?
Like if we were gonna watch a romantic movie together, what would it be?
That's actually a great idea. Let's be real. Would we really be watching the movie?